We'll step to the next.
What's happening? Jacob Mullins in the building, man. Jacob Mullins in the building. What's cracking? Couch from Low in the building. You have not heard from his roommate. Yeah, man. We gonna get into all that tonight, man. Salute to everybody out here, man. Salute to all you people out there, man. In YouTube landia, man. Salute to everybody out there in YouTube landia, man. We got a great show for you guys tonight, man. Hit the like button, man. Give me them 100 likes, man, so I can drop the link, man. We dropping the link after 100 likes, man. 100 likes to drop the link, man. Shout out to Montag 451, man. Yeah, we live, man. We in effect, man. Full effect. We in full effect, my G. All right. We are in full effect. Hit that like button, man. Let's see what this dude talking about, man.
We'll step to the next one about 4 or 5 days.
54-year-old Raymond Robinson recalling his experience sharing a room in this East New York Brooklyn homeless shelter with subway murder suspect Sebastian Cepeda.
Unless he was drinking or he smoked, he would talk to you.
The 33-year-old Guatemalan migrant is accused of setting a woman on fire last Sunday as she slept on board a stationary F train in Coney Island, Brooklyn. Other shelter residents offering similar recollections of Cepeda frequently appearing drunk and or high off synthetic marijuana. A grand jury indicted Cepeda, who waived his court appearance Friday. He faces state criminal charges of first-degree murder and arson.
This was intentional, a sleeping, vulnerable woman on our subway system.
Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez.
My office is very confident about the evidence in this case and our ability to hold Cepeda accountable for his dastardly deeds.
Because she was burned beyond recognition, the female victim is still officially listed as Jane Doe. Advanced fingerprinting efforts and DNA.
She's still listed as Jane Doe? Wow.
Recognition, the female victim is still officially listed as Jane Doe. Advanced fingerprinting efforts and DNA testing currently underway.
I didn't believe it until I actually saw his face.
Back at the shelter, Zepeda's former roommate still can't believe his connection to an accused killer.
It's strange and it's chilly, you know. I think about it in my sleep sometimes. It's just scary. Every time I come here, I think about, damn, this dude lived here with me.
Accused of setting a woman on fire in a Brooklyn subway car, indicted today on 5 charges. One of those charges for Sebastian. Zapata now faces first-degree murder, which carries the possibility of life without parole.
The Brooklyn district attorney now fighting to keep that case in state court going forward, despite Mayor Adams' request to get it in front of a federal judge. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles.
I have a lot of confidence in the people of Brooklyn and the people who come and serve on jury duty.
The crime happened in Brooklyn. The case should stay in Brooklyn. That's the message from Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez Friday morning during an impromptu press conference at the doorstep of Supreme Court. 33-year-old Sebastian Zepeda, now indicted by a grand jury for setting a homeless woman on fire on the subway and then watching her burn to death.
We believe very strongly that this case belongs in state court because the charges here are more significant in state court than currently in federal court.
Gonzalez dismissing any suggestion the case should be handled by federal prosecutors after earlier this week, Mayor Adams directed the NYPD to work with Homeland Security and ICE to explore criminal prosecution of undocumented immigrants.
Something is clearly wrong with a person that would set an innocent individual on fire, a woman, and sit there and watch her burn.
Zepeda is a Guatemalan national who was deported in 2018, but re-entered the U.S. and had been living in a homeless shelter in Brooklyn. Police say surveillance video from inside a subway car at the Coney Island station shows him setting a sleeping woman on fire Sunday morning.
As many of you know, the criminal court complaint and the indictment at this time indicates the death of a Jane Doe.
Clergy leaders holding a vigil for the still unidentified victim Thursday afternoon. Prosecutors using advanced fingerprinting and advanced DNA to put a name and a face to the victim, tragically burned beyond recognition.
We're working on that. We're working on trying to go back and trace when she entered the subway system and exactly, if there's a clear shot of her face.
Yeah, man. It's been almost a week, man. Who is this woman, man? This is ridiculous. Who is this woman?
Zepeda has been indicted on 4 counts of murder. That includes murder in the first degree, which at the state level carries a maximum sentence of life without parole. He waived his appearance in court today, but will return on January 7th when the indictment will be unsealed. In downtown Brooklyn, Darla Miles, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Some disturbing video released today in the apparent beating death of a prison inmate in central New York State. And we've decided only to show you freeze frames of that footage. Attorney General Letitia James released the recordings to shed some light on her investigation. The body-worn cameras show 43-year-old Robert Brooks handcuffed on an exam table at the Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County. He was punched and kicked in the face, torso, and genitals for 15 minutes. James says there is something missing on that video: the sound.
The 4 officers had their body-worn cameras powered on, but did not activate them. So their cameras were recording video in standby mode without recording sound.
The Attorney General says that attack was unprovoked. Brooks had just been transferred from another prison. He was serving time for stabbing his girlfriend.
New York cops tonight looking for the killer who stabbed a worker in the lobby of a hotel that turned into a shelter. New York cops have surveillance video of the man they believe might be the murderer, a man who ran away after the victim was killed in Brownsville, Brooklyn. With the murder and the search for the killer and a community understandably worried. Here's Shantae Lance.
The doors open to this men's shelter. One day earlier, it was a bloody crime scene after a 35-year-old employee was killed after getting stabbed in his neck and stomach.
That's heartbreaking because he has family.
The deadly stabbing happened just after 6 p.m. yesterday at East New York Avenue and Dean Street in Brownsville. NYPD detectives say the worker was attacked from behind in the lobby inside the Days Inn by Wyndham Brooklyn Hotel, which was converted into a homeless shelter during the pandemic.
For that man to die over there in the lobby for no reason, I'm saying it's crazy.
The employee killed, meanwhile, has been identified as 35-year-old Robbie Miller.
Now he has family members that every time, they have Christmas, it's going to be a very, very sad time because they lost his life.
Surveillance video obtained by Eyewitness News shows a man running away matching the same description as the killer. Investigators described him as around 6 feet tall, 220 pounds, wearing all black, a ski mask, and a baseball cap. Miller worked for a nonprofit hired by the city's Department of Homeless Services to operate the shelter. Police say yesterday, before the stabbing, no one heard a dispute.
From what I hear, the guy didn't have trouble with anyone. He didn't mess with anyone. He was a young guy.
Meanwhile, murders in the Brownsville area are on a stark uptick, a 157% jump from last year. There have been 18 murders so far this year compared to just 7 in 2023.
They got to do more better than this, especially the state and the governor, because you got that lady that got burnt up in the train station. You got the other lady just got stabbed in the back of the neck and punched in the head. I'm saying, and it's all coming from homeless people and people with mental health situations.
The city's DHS called this deadly stabbing a horrific tragedy. So far, the motive is still unclear.
Everyone hit that like button, man. Smash that like. 100 likes, man, so we can drop the link, man. 100 likes so we can drop the link. Everyone smash that like button, man. We are in here, man. Wow.
Former NYPD Chief Jeffrey Madry showing his face for the first time publicly since he resigned last week amid allegations of sexual misconduct.
You work your whole life to get to the chief, man. Work your whole life. You know, as a black man, it's not the same opportunity, man. We don't get the same opportunities as the white man, man. We got to be twice as hard. We got to work twice as hard to get half as far. Well, nigga, you was the police chief. You fucked it up.
As Lori Bornaro reports, he appeared with his attorney who called Madry's relationship with his accuser consensual.
Former NYPD Chief Jeffrey Madry showing no emotion as he stood quietly by his attorney, who denied allegations Madry traded sexual favors for overtime.
Those allegations are a lie.
Madry, once the NYPD's highest-ranking officer, resigned last Friday. NYPD Lieutenant Quathisha Epps filed a complaint Saturday with the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission.
Quathisha. Her name is literally Quathisha. Quathisha.
NYPD Lieutenant Quathisha Epps filed a complaint Saturday with the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission, alleging Madry engaged in a more than year-long effort to coerce her into performing unwanted sexual favors in exchange for overtime opportunities, including intercourse in the office.
Lieutenant Epps had a consensual adult relationship, albeit for a short time, with Jeff.
Madry's attorney referring to Epps as a self-professed swinger. He says he has evidence, including texts and racy photos and videos she sent to the former chief, initiating the relationship. He also claims Epps, who filed for retirement earlier this month, has been under investigation by the Internal Affairs Bureau since October for excessive overtime she never worked. According to payroll records, Epps earned $400,000 with more than $200,000 in overtime last year.
Lieutenant Epps got caught with her hand in the cookie jar and is trying to deflect her wrongdoing by making these allegations against Chief Madry in the hopes that she'll get away with part or all of her scheme.
Madry's attorney also says only supervisors, not chiefs, are in charge of signing off on overtime. He says his client, now a practicing attorney, plans to fight the allegations.
Without the constraints of the NYPD, he's going to take the gloves off and fight for his good name.
We reached out to Epps' attorney multiple times for comment, but so far have not heard back. In the financial district.
Damn. Can a brother or sister get a job in politics without getting fucking fired for some bullshit, for some hanky-panky or some drugs or some stupid shit? Everyone continue to hit that like button, man. Let's see what we got here.
A murder suspect remains at large more than 24 hours after stabbing a shelter employee to death in Brooklyn. As Alicia Reed reports, it comes as murders in Brownsville are on the rise.
Surveillance footage from a nearby bodega shows a man running by that fits the description of the suspect accused of stabbing a social worker at this Brownsville homeless shelter to death. Sources
That's
tell
a homeless
CBS News
shelter?
New York the attack appears to have been random. The victim, 35-year-old Robbie Miller, was often tasked with keeping the peace outside the former Days Inn that was converted to a homeless shelter over a year ago. Neighbors describe Miller as friendly and easy to talk to.
Always pleasant, always good to people. He likes sports, so we talk sports.
He was a really excellent, wonderful guy.
Police sources say he was stabbed outside the building, then ran inside the lobby with cut wounds to the neck and stomach. He was pronounced dead at the hospital.
There's no real security to protect the workers because it's about serving the community, but it's also about protecting the workers.
A rep from the Department of Homeless Services say they are working with authorities to help bring the suspect to justice. NYPD data shows robberies and felony assaults in Brownsville are down so far this year, but murder is up 157%, with 7 in 2023 compared to 18 in 2024, not including this killing.
It was shocking because I have kids, I have 5 children, and to raise them in this type of neighborhood is unbearable.
Witnesses say the suspect was about 6 feet tall. So far, no arrests have been made. Alicia Reed, CBS News.
We have an update to a story we told you about last night. 5 days after a crash that killed a 22-year-old in Whitehaven, his family is speaking out again tonight. And to only make things worse, all new tonight, we've learned this is not the only loss this family has suffered as of late. As you've seen right here on Fox 13 News, Demarius Miller lost his life in a car wreck early Friday morning. His mom is now calling it a police chase, but Memphis police are saying something else. Now, the family says they are strained as they try to figure out how they're going to get thousands of dollars to pay for their loved one's funeral. Fox 13's Lakia Scott joins us live from where that crash happened. Lakia, we heard from this mother yesterday, but now you have learned new information about another loss this family suffered. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Daniel. I did. And in fact, the family, they were able to help us connect the dots there. But we'll talk about that in just a second. But I did speak with Demarius' mom and his aunt. They tell me they are sad, they are distraught, they are angry tonight because not only do they have to figure out how they're going to find thousands of dollars on funeral expenses, but they also have to deal with not being able to be with Demarius during this holiday season.
Y'all don't even probably be chasing nobody. That law been passed.
Days after 22-year-old Demarius Miller was killed in a crash at...
Oh, yeah, Demarius was out there, man. Demarius was out there. Demarius was in them streets. Salute to Eric S. Nation Hall of Famer coming through once again, man. Demarius was out there. Press 1. But he got killed in a car accident. They say the police was chasing him.
Old Demarius Miller was killed in a crash at Mill Branch in Winchester. His family remains in mourning, but now they're stuck with even more, the burden of how they will afford to lay Demarius to rest.
For me to have to put my son to rest, I couldn't even get my kids nothing for Christmas. The stress is it's unbearable and unbelievable.
Police say Demarius was pronounced dead on the scene Friday following a crash at Winchester and Mill Branch. In video Fox 13 obtained Wednesday from Demarius' mom, Takesha Denton. The clip shows moments after the crash. Bystanders are heard talking about the scene and reporting that someone is laying on the ground, even sitting up at some point. Takesha says that person seen in the video was her son, Demarius.
Where are you talking about? Right there on the ground?
Oh my God, it is.
There is somebody laying right there.
He's sitting up. He's sitting up right now.
Takesha says now the family has to figure out how to foot a $5,000 funeral expense to give her son a proper burial.
I got my bills, Christmas, everything coming up. I got to set up a GoFundMe for my baby. That ain't right.
And this is the second blow and major loss for the family in less than 2 months. Not only did Takesha lose her son, but she also lost her niece, Rodnisha Denton, who Fox 13 reported was shot to death in a road rage incident back on November 22nd.
Damn, shot to death on a road rage incident. Shit.
Was shot to death in a road rage incident back on November 22nd.
How does that feel? What are you going through right now? It's got to be
hurt, pain, angry. Just to come back, no, we lost Ranisha on the 22nd. Not even 2 weeks later, my son had nothing to do with nothing. At a standstill, at the light. Police chasing somebody, no lights on.
As Fox 13 has reported, we reached out to the Memphis Police Department, who told us that this incident was not a chase, but Demarius' mom, she describes a chase, and she says that the people who were in the car with Demarius the night that he died, she says that they saw a chase as well. Meanwhile, the family has created a GoFundMe account for the burial expenses. You can go to our website at fox13memphis.com to learn more. Daniel.
I tell you.
A murder on Christmas Day has a small town near the Louisiana-Mississippi border shaken, and one man is now dead. The other is facing life in prison.
Officials say it all went down at a gas station in Kentwood, and that is where we find WDSU North Shore Bureau reporter Shawanda Jones with the very latest details tonight.
A violent close to Christmas night in the small town of Kentwood. Police say an argument between two men inside the four-way quick stop ended with a shooting outside at the gas pumps.
Both gentlemen had firearms on their person and showed them clearly on the surveillance footage. And one of the gentlemen shot at the other gentleman, striking him at least once.
19-year-old DeMarcus Blunt is now spending the holidays behind bars for allegedly firing the deadly shots. Deshaun Roberts was then taken to the hospital where he later died. Both the victim and the suspect were from Pike County, which is about 5 miles up the road, but the police chief tells me that social media tensions possibly spilled across state lines, ending right here in this parking lot.
You know, everybody can hide behind a keyboard.
The police are now executing search warrants of social media accounts for both the suspect and victim.
There's supposedly some back and forth between the two gentlemen on Facebook.
Anytime someone dies,
it started on Facebook. The beef started on Facebook. It's a social media beef, man. Yikes. For some reason, social media, no, not for some reason. I mean, we know why, but jeez. Killed that boy at the gas station. Ran off like it was nothing. Probably is nothing. I'm gonna drop the link, man. You guys come on up, man. If you want to. Let's see.
by gun violence. Police says the results have far-reaching consequences.
Now we have two families that have to go through a severe adjustment now, and I mean it's a tragedy on both sides, and it just the impact of a senseless shooting like that. I mean, they had the opportunity to walk away from the argument. It didn't have to escalate to where it went to, and unfortunately, it did escalate.
Reporting in Kentwood, I'm Shawanda Jones, WDSU News.
A missing persons case closed with a murder confession out of the blue more than 14 years later. News 13 investigative reporter Ann Perret sifted through all the audio and video of that confession to show you how police weren't so sure about his story until they started pulling up the floorboards. Ann?
Roswell police get suspicious at one point, wondering if Tony Peralta is making all of this up because he can't remember every detail. But the ones he does end up leading them right to his landlord's body.
Oh, we saw this one. Yeah, we saw this one. We saw that one. That's pretty old. Everyone hit the like button, man.
Memphis police tonight looking for this man. They say he tried to steal this Nissan Maxima by reprogramming the vehicle's computer. Many of you online wonder what kind of camera system the car's owner has installed. After all, it's rare that we see this angle in surveillance footage. Tonight, Fox 13 News contacted the owner of this vehicle. He not only told us the specific model that he has, the camera system he has here, he also told us the cost of it. He says thieves have tried to steal his car 15 times this year. He says thanks to a couple of features.
Thieves have tried to steal his car 15 times this year. Life in the Sun City, man. 65% sun. Yeesh. What's going on, Iconic?
Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Pack to you too.
Yes. Feed me Pack, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying 65% sun. You need luck.
I'm telling you, man. Jeez.
He installed himself. They haven't been able to get it.
Watch as police say this thief tries to reprogram a Memphis man's Nissan Maxima in an effort to steal it. You can see a light flashing as he appears to connect a device to the car's computer. It's about that time that he looks to the rear toward the back seat. Perhaps what he didn't know is the owner of the vehicle has installed a camera back there. It captures the alleged crook dead in the act. Many of you online wanted to know how the car owner was able to catch this act from this angle.
We've got dash cams that are cloud-based that work specifically off of a cloud storage. We've got dash cams that work off of a memory card.
Mo Ayash, general manager with 901 Sound, says this is what you need to know about the difference in cloud-based systems and the ones that require memory cards.
There's pros and cons with both units, right?
Ayash says with cameras that use memory cards, if someone steals your car, there's no way of getting your footage because the card is in the camera with your vehicle. He says when it comes to cloud-based systems, you can retrieve your video from your phone or a computer. He says you should know cloud-based camera systems sometimes require a subscription.
Ayash says these cloud-based systems run anywhere from $250 up to $450 plus the installation. He says it really depends on what kind of system you want.
I'm able to go into my app on my phone.
Okay.
I'm able to log in. I've got exterior and interior view of my vehicle. I can speak to anyone in my vehicle, or I can listen to everything that's happening in my vehicle.
As for the owner of this Nissan Maxima, he did not want to go on camera, but says while the cameras provided police with footage to help catch the crook, he says after 15 attempts to steal his car this year, it was the kill switch that stopped them from being able to take it.
So the man who owns that car, he says that he actually installed that system himself. We put the information for his particular cameras on fox13memphis.com.
Hey, man. Guess he's fighting back a little bit, man. Oh, yeah, we did this. Yeah, we did that one. That was a few days ago. Memphis just keeps regenerating, recharging, man. Let's see what else is going on.
He was my peace, my balance. He was just always someone that was positive.
A mother is working to get her son's body back to Georgia after he was killed Christmas Eve. 26-year-old Chaz Williams was killed while sitting in his car at a Pasadena apartment complex off Fairmont Parkway. KPRC2's Rowan Belogan sharing witness video appearing to show the gunman running from the scene in a story you saw first on 2.
Pasadena police releasing this witness video, which appears to show the two gunmen running away behind Young Elementary School. Again, this shooting happened in the middle of the afternoon. At any other time of year, kids would have been out.
Middle of the afternoon, normal, I think it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's not anything unusual. This is not he was out at 2 a.m. Who's out at that time of night?
The Williams family say their holidays are forever changed.
He looked like he got that look in his eye. He got the eye of the tiger. What do you think? Maybe not in this picture, but what do you think, Iconic?
I mean, even if he's not active, he's ready. That's what I'm saying. He's
Yeah,
ready.
he had the eye of the tiger, man. He looked like he was in the streets heavy, man, as a young man, or
He
just
kind of
just
looked
being a
like Jim
son.
Jackson. You see
Yeah, a
that?
little bit.
Kind
It
of
could be
look like
Jim
Jim
Jackson's
Jackson.
son. Yeah, definitely.
Young elementary school time of year, kids would have been out.
Middle of the afternoon, normal. I think it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's not anything unusual. This is not he was out at 2 a.m. Who's out at that time of night?
The Williams family say their holidays are forever changed. 26-year-old Chaz Williams shot multiple times on Christmas Eve at a Pasadena apartment complex off Fairmount Parkway on Young Streets. Where were you when you were told about what happened?
I dropped the phone. I fell to my knees. And I believe I just stayed on the ground and wept and cried and yelled and screamed. And just, I think I screamed to the top of my lung for hours.
Danielle Williams, Chaz's mom, then says Chaz's daughter came into the room to console her. She then was told about her dad's death.
Oh,
It just will affect her for the future, for her entire life. She'll remember this each Christmas Eve holiday.
Pasadena police believe the gunman got into this dark blue Nissan Altima SV after the shooting. Anyone with information about the men in this photo or about the shooting itself should call Pasadena police. In Pasadena, Robon Belogan, Cape.
Jesus.
Our top story at this hour, Christmas morning turned tragic at a home in the northwest suburbs when a man shot and killed a relative he thought was an intruder coming into his house.
WGN's Angelica Sanchez has more on this story from Schaumburg.
Well, prosecutors say the victim in this case was spending Christmas Eve with her sister and brother-in-law. They stayed up late, watched movies while working on Christmas gifts. But the next day, a case of mistaken identity took a deadly turn.
Quite the buzz in the neighborhood, yeah.
Neighbors on the 1800 block of Carlisle Court in suburban Schaumburg are stunned by the allegations against their neighbor, 52-year-old Daniel Garcia. He's accused of shooting and killing his...
He did that shit on purpose. I don't believe this. What do you think about this?
Yes. It's a cover story, but he obviously did that on purpose.
Yo, that's a nice suburb right there, though. Schaumburg, it's a pretty nice suburb. I think it was like a top 5 suburb in the country at some point.
Yeah, I could believe that. Makes me think even more so because his ass is the problem out there. I don't believe this. So whenever I hear these stories about, I thought it was an intruder. I always.
Yeah,
sister-in-law
how do you
after
figure
he says
he's
he
the
mistook her
problem,
for...
I mean, he was in his crib. He
Oh,
came
this is
to
his
shit.
house. This is his house.
Well, they said that it was a home invader, right? He thought supposedly, but he was in his. It's not like he was
I
out
think
there.
it's his girlfriend's house. Hold on, I think it's his girlfriend's house.
The sister-in-law is about to tell something, to spill something out. So
something just ain't hitting right about this.
Well, prosecutors say the victim in this case was spending Christmas Eve with her sister and brother-in-law. They stayed up late, watched movies while working on Christmas gifts. But the next day, a case of mistaken identity took a deadly turn.
Quite the buzz in the neighborhood, yeah.
Neighbors on the 1800 block of Carlisle Court in suburban Schaumburg are stunned by the allegations against their neighbor, 52-year-old Daniel Garcia. He's accused of shooting and killing his sister-in-law after he says he mistook her for an intruder Christmas morning. He's facing a single charge of involuntary manslaughter.
It's got to be a tragedy in the family. Killed a family member on Christmas Day.
Prosecutors say Schaumburg police responded to the home around 7:20 a.m. Wednesday. They say Garcia was the one that called 911 and made the admission of shooting his sister-in-law. Officers then found 50-year-old Kelly Barnett of New Lenox. She had a gunshot wound to her chest.
Police asked us if we heard any gunshots or anything, and we didn't hear anything.
Prosecutors say Garcia's wife was sleeping when she was woken up by the shooting. She was applying pressure to her sister's wound until help arrived. The victim was lying on the hallway near their bedroom. Police say Barnett was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital.
The neighbors said there were like 10 cop cars and all kinds of cops. And there was police tape around the whole house. There's a forensic van here for 5 or 6 hours. On Christmas Day.
Prosecutors say Garcia spoke with officers at the scene and made additional admissions, saying he kept a loaded 9mm handgun on a holster on the side of his bed. He told police he forgot his sister-in-law was in the house in the guest bedroom. Police say he does have a valid FOID card. We knocked on the home.
That's that drinking, man. Y'all damn Latinos,
Tequila.
man.
Yo, so what do we call Glider Queen? I mean, is she still a dirt dolphin or because I know she likes on burritos, right? So what would they call you?
Yes.
A burrito dolphin?
I
A
don't know,
burrito,
man.
though. Nah.
Nah. She
He
is
just got,
so
yeah, it's just Latino heat, man. You know, you can't help it.
gotta come up with something for that, man. We gotta come up with something, man. We gotta come up with something for that.
But no one answered. Neighbors we spoke with, both on and off camera, described the couple as pleasant and reserved. Neighbor Scott Ekman hopes they can find a way to move forward from this tragedy.
I just feel bad for them.
Now, Garcia is being detained. His next court hearing is scheduled for January 17th. If convicted, he faces 3 to 14 years in prison. Reporting in Schaumburg, Angelica Sanchez, WGN News.
He looks like a biker. I mean, he strikes me as like a.
Do want to head to a developing story that our Fox 35 Orlando team has been covering.
We did that.
No, is she a burrito or what is this bitch? What is she?
She's a burrito.
She's a burrito, man.
That lady that was burnt, they said she was a nurse, and I don't think she lived in the city for 2 years. Some information.
You got that on Twitter?
I got it through WhatsApp, so they're saying it,
WhatsApp.
and I don't know how credible it is, but they're saying she was a nurse. She only lived in the city for a short period of time and everything.
But the fact that they haven't put out shit about her already is crazy.
Yeah, that is bananas. She was definitely white though. If they're not doing that, they don't want white people to get
She's
mad.
like,
Right? You know, white people.
Yeah, she's 100% glider.
But they're not gonna get mad though. They keep getting killed, then they haven't gotten mad yet.
No, but what I'm saying is on the heels of like the MAGA, you know, Trump winning the election and him talking about deporting, they don't want you to fan the flames.
I just saw a crazy ass story 2 days ago. A young Sun team murdered 2 Glider Queen teens in cold blood.
Yeah, I saw that. No, I saw that. I think I have that on X. I have that. Where is that? Here we go. Here it is, right here. Salute, man. Everybody hit the like button, man. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat. Shout out to Virtual Trust, man. Virtual Trust with the Super Sticker, $10, man. Thank God. Thank you for Virtual Trust, man. Salute to you, man. Let me show y'all this, man. This right here. Crazy. So 2 teens were killed in a Christmas Eve shooting. 18-year-old Jalen Deshaun Holmes is in custody for facing capital murder charges. Madison Daly, 18, and Caden Lynch, 19, both from Beulah, Alabama, was found dead at the scene from gunshot wounds. Holmes allegedly assaulted his mother at her home next door to the crime scene and took the handgun from her residence. 2 9-year-old twin girls were reportedly at the residence but had left shortly before the shooting. So these were the neighbors. These white girls were the neighbors. Look at that little.
That's dirt dolphin all the way.
He bad as a mother. That little Negro bad as shit though. You can't take your eye off of that little nigga, man. That little nigga kill everything, man. Living next door to that nigga, man. I know them white folk probably thought he was a great kid. You know, he just was misunderstood, right? The world says Why did oppression make him do this? Oh man. Despite being assaulted, his mother will say he's a good kid. This is society's fault. If his family had just been paid reparations, this would have happened.
That's it.
The wife. If only I got paid for predictions of what race the perp was, I'd be a millionaire. And the majority of the world would be too. Thank God for stereotypes. Always the same demographic. Oh, remember her? What was her name? What was this one's name? She had a funny name. This one from Baltimore. She let the dude in her apartment, in the apartment building, and they got on the elevator with her and then beat her to death on the roof. Remember this guy?
Yeah. You remember that guy?
What was her name? Leela, some shit. What's her name? God damn, I can't remember.
So she ain't make the gun memorial?
Nah.
There's a punch, then there's a knife, then there's a gun.
Yeah, remember we did all these. We did all of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure the outrage is coming real soon, man.
Huh?
I'm sure the outrage is coming real soon.
Yeah. Pava LaPere. That was her name.
Yeah, that's
Pava, man. She was an activist. She loved black people, man. She loved helping downtrodden black people. I had to figure out this. I had to find this. Jalen Deshaun Holmes. We gotta find that on YouTube, man. We're gonna find that one on YouTube, man. That's crazy, man. Jalen Deshaun Holmes, man. Let's go to Alabama, man. God damn, man. Killed them fucking white girls like that. That shit had been the other way, man. We would never fucking heard the end of it, man.
Yes.
Let me see. Jeez, let's see where we want to see his fucking that fucking dude, that fucking monkey, man, killed them beautiful white girls, man.
I don't know what his dad thinks about it.
Yeah, let me see if they're covering this, man. Here go another one, another shooting over there.
A breaking news update on a deadly Christmas Eve shooting in Hoover. Hoover police now have one person in custody. This is the city's first homicide in more than 2 years.
Now, this happened on Rhyme Village Drive. 29-year-old Anthony Keith Russell is now in custody, and he is actually charged with murder. Your Shelby County reporter, Ajane Robinson, joins us live after talking with Hoover officers. Ajane, what were you able to find out?
Well, Bria, Jen, officers tell me, and they believe this to be an isolated incident. Now, Russell, he's currently being held in the Hoover City Jail and soon will be transported to the Jefferson County Jail. Now, officers, they responded to a 911 call on Christmas Eve, and when they arrived, they found 35-year-old Brandon McIlwain suffering from a gunshot wound. He later died at UAB Hospital. Now, officers say McIlwain and Russell knew each other and at some point during the evening started fighting over a handgun that went off at least 2 times, striking McIlwain. Now, officers say this is the first homicide in the city since 2022.
First and foremost, enjoy a great relationship with our community. We have a community that demands excellence from us, and we're grateful to be able to provide that for them. And secondly, I think our patrol officers work really, really hard to be visible, to deter crime as much as they can. And then our detectives, when unfortunately we do have crime, we work around the clock until we're able to solve it. And that's what we did in this case, and like we would on any other case as well.
Now, Lieutenant Lowe tells me that anytime someone dies, it's of course tragic, which is why the police officers here at Hoover.
Is it really when niggas is on the streets killing each other and the nigga who got killed probably killed somebody and yada, 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 yada. I mean,
it's all relative.
Yeah, this shit is these Jesus Christ. Niggas keep it coming, man. They pause. They don't never slow down, man. Let's see. Hey, Jesus Christ, man. Well, I don't see about those two little white girls, man. I don't see anything about them. Let's see if we go to another channel, man. Maybe we could get something about those two little white girls in another channel, man. News Now, Alabama, man. Okay. That's not gonna be it. Jaden Deshawn. You could kill two white girls like that and then just not have that not be a huge story in this racist country, man.
Makes me wonder if it's a fake
Police
story.
arrest a suspect in connection to an October shooting on 3rd Avenue West. Police say arrest warrants were issued for Jadarius Julius. They believe he's responsible for opening fire on a family of 5 while they were in a car leaving football practice. Investigators reveal one of the victims was being targeted. Julius was taken into custody Wednesday in Bessemer. He's facing multiple charges, including attempted murder.
Jesus,
Recent
Jadarius.
discovery involving.
Darius. What's the point of putting apostrophe on people's name?
It's like a black thing. It's like our culture now. It's like we've adopted that as part of our culture. That's what we do.
Did you say now?
Yeah, I mean this last generation, man. Let me see if I can put his name into the search bar, man. This guy. See.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a fake story because you would think it would be on there, you know?
No, here it go. Oh no, is that it? No. You think that's a fake story?
Makes me wonder. I mean, Twitter's a motherfucker.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
it's very believable though. I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're right. It possibly could be because we would see something about that. Let's see this.
Police in South Suburban Park Forest are investigating the shooting deaths of 2 women, a mother and her daughter.
The women were shot inside their home, and neighbors tell us they are stunned by the news. WGN's Andrea Medina reports.
Police are still investigating, and at this hour, a motive for this deadly shooting remains unclear. But last night's incident has left many in the neighborhood feeling both disturbed and devastated.
Very devastating. I was looking at my camera footage back and forth most of the night last night. It's kind of hard to kind of fall asleep.
This Park Forest woman was away for the holidays when a double murder unfolded in her neighborhood on Thursday night. She just made it home this morning, but her camera recorded the moments when police arrived in response to a report of a person shot yesterday.
It was kind of an eerie feeling, so definitely was checking my sensors and my cameras last night. May buy a few more cameras.
When officers got to the 300 block of Miami Street just after 6 p.m., they discovered 30-year-old Sabrina McCain and 51-year-old Lillian Brown with gunshot wounds. Neighbors say the victims are a mother and daughter. One of them died from her injuries at the home, while the other passed away after being rushed to the hospital.
She moved here about a year and a half, and then she lived by herself. Then her daughter moved in a little bit later, moved in with her daughter and her two grandkids.
When Eddie Washington saw the police presence last night, he stepped outside and was surprised to see where the investigation was centered. He shared that he and his wife knew Brown, who had always been a warm and kind neighbor towards them.
That's why I understand why somebody do something like that.
Police also reported that 2 children were inside the home at the time of the shooting. Neighbors say one of them was able to call 911. They were not hurt, but they were transported to area hospitals for treatment as a precaution.
She was the first neighbor to welcome me into the neighborhood. And my daughter also played with her grandson.
She described her interactions with the family as always friendly, expressing how alarming it is to learn that such a tragic event occurred on their typically quiet block.
I really hope that there are, some family members out there that can take in those babies. I know a lot of us, that's all we've been worried about.
Police say the victims knew the suspect, but no one has been arrested yet. Reporting in Park Forest, Andrea Medina.
Jeez. Were these on burritos or sons, man?
Bet on black Suns.
Bet on black. Jeez, man, just tragedy, man. Tragedy.
Thank you, Roy, and only on 10. Another arrest made in the murder of a young woman, her body thrown from a car. Now the suspect has been caught miles away in another county. Local 10's Rosh Lowe joins us live from Hallandale Beach with the exclusive. Rosh.
Yeah, he was caught in Port St. Lucie, and according to Hallandale Beach Police, they've been looking for this guy for quite some time. I want to begin this by saying this was just a vicious crime. A young woman, say police, shot and thrown from a car. For months, as I mentioned, they've been looking for an additional suspect, and now police say they have their man. The surveillance video shows the crash. Prior to that, inside this car, say cops, was a 21-year-old woman who was shot and then thrown out of the car, and she would lose her life. Several months ago, police made one arrest, and Hallandale Beach Police have been looking for this guy, Joshua Jennings, for some time in connection with the March murder of Makisha Johnson. They found him in Port St. Lucie. Shortly after the March 5th murder, we spoke with her sister, Michelle. She was just an innocent victim.
Yes, she was an innocent victim whose life was just taken.
Innocent victim.
And now police say they have their man. The surveillance video shows the crash. Prior to that, inside this car, say cops, was a 21-year-old woman who was shot and then thrown out of the car, and she would lose her life. Several months ago, police made one arrest, and Hallandale Beach Police have been looking for this guy, Joshua.
Jesus Christ, man. Salute to LRS. Big Larry in the building. Big Larry. I'm through. Salute to you, bro. Man, these niggas just be doing a whole lot of killing, man, everywhere.
With Jennings for some time in connection with the March murder of Makisha Johnson. They found him in Port St. Lucie. Shortly after the March 5th murder, we spoke with her sister, Michelle. She was just an innocent victim.
Yes, she was an innocent victim whose life was just taken away at the age of 21.
Jennings' arrest follows the earlier arrest of Omar Simpson. Police say there was a dispute over reportedly stolen items that escalated. Makisha was at a party in Hollywood. Surveillance footage captured Johnson being thrown from the car along Pembroke Road. 2 people fled the scene after the crash, according to investigators. Jail records show Jennings is facing a premeditated first-degree murder charge and will be extradited to the Broward County Main Jail. Simpson is also facing a premeditated murder charge, being held with no bond.
I can't say no more, sorry.
Back in March, Michelle overcome with emotion. And today, when we reached out, family says they're still hurting. A young life taken and thrown on the side of the road. And now the news of a second arrest. So what's next in this process? We understand that police will be releasing additional information on Monday. The next step is extraditing this subject from Port St. Lucie here to Broward County to face a murder charge. We're live this evening in Hallandale Beach.
This reporter, he seemed like he's fed up with this shit, man. How can he be fed up, though?
He even has his hands on his side.
He got to come to work tomorrow. This is going to be the same shit, man. I just don't know how you can ever be fed up with this shit, man. This shit is too much, man.
He was like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm so tired of this.
Yeah, these fucking sun turds, man. Golly, man. They just never stop.
It's Crime Alert. We have new details surrounding a deadly stabbing at a Kroger distribution center. Memphis police say 55-year-old Anderson Todd is responsible for killing his co-worker, 38-year-old Jacoby Hobson Sr. WRAG's Quimitra Wilborn breaks down what witnesses say led to the attack.
18-wheelers line up outside the Kroger distribution center on Bledsoe Cove Friday morning. Truckers say they're unable to make their deliveries because the facility is closed.
Today's Friday, and if I'm not getting unloaded today, I'm going to be stuck here until the new year.
Unfortunately, these truckers aren't the only ones not finishing the year with their loved ones. A spokesman with Kroger says the facility is closed until the investigation into the death of an employee is finished.
No place is safe, even your your colleagues,
Family members identify the victim as 38-year-old father and football coach Jacoby Hobson Sr. Memphis police say Hobson's co-worker, 55-year-old Anderson Todd, is responsible for fatally stabbing him. Court records say at least 2 witnesses claim Hobson and Todd were arguing before the killing. Hobson's cousin says the argument was over football.
Kobe got into it with a dude over football, and they got to tussling, and the man pulled out the knife and stabbed him once in the thigh, 3 times in his stomach, and cut his throat.
A witness tells police
we did this earlier, man. We did this one on the earlier show. It's just fucking terrible, man.
If you don't have the photos of the victim and the suspect, you would think that these are gliders. Jacoby and then Anderson Todd.
Yeah. It was blessed with regular names, man. Still do it all the way, man. Shit.
Him. Court records say at least 2 witnesses claim Hobson and Todd were arguing before the killing. Hobson's cousin says the argument was over football.
Kobe got into it with a dude over football, and they got to tussling, and the man pulled out the knife and stabbed him once in the thigh, 3 times in his stomach, and cut his throat.
A witness tells police he watched Hobson, quote, get off his forklift, walk over to Todd, and invite him to come to an area of the warehouse that didn't have cameras so they could fight, end quote. According,
they observed Hobson, so the coach, the football coach, is Hobson. He got off his forklift, walked over to Anderson Todd, and invited him to come to an area in the warehouse where they didn't have cameras so they could fight. Jeez. Coach, man. That nigga stabbed you up. And he whacked your ass. What a way to go out, man.
Painful way to go out, yeah.
His son just went to Ole Miss. Yeah, his son just got a scholarship to go to Ole Miss.
They fight over something really stupid. Nothing really of any worth whatsoever. To their lives, at least.
Man, it's just all so sad, man. Jesus Christ.
that didn't have cameras so they could fight, end quote. According to this same witness, Todd refused to fight until Hobson allegedly pulled Todd's skull cap over Todd's face. Police.
So this dude didn't want to fight, man. He bitch, man. He a bitch ass nigga, man. He didn't want to fight, man. Sucker.
He's a little bitch, you see. He's just 5'6".
Yeah.
Maybe he really doesn't want to go in a fist fight.
Jeez, man.
Anyway, you should not be fighting anybody at work for whatever reason.
He was shook, man. And the dude pulled the hat over his head. And he's like, man, fuck it. I can't see. And pull out a knife, stab.
Report says that's when things became physical between the two, and Todd could reportedly be seen swinging his arm in a stabbing motion. The witness says when he broke up the fight, Hobson collapsed while Todd sat in the break room area to wait for the police. Hobson died from his injuries, and Todd now faces a second-degree murder charge. Reporting for your news leader from Southeast Memphis, Kwame Wilborn, WREG News, Channel 3.
That looked like self-defense, man.
Yeah.
Some kind of self-defense. Jeez.
It's a case of mistaken identity. Almost cost a man his life on the South Side. He tells us he was ambushed by suspects with an assault rifle and only escaped when a bystander bravely intervened. He spoke with our Jermont Terry in an emotional interview you'll hear only on CBS News Chicago tonight. Jermont.
Joe, the victim did not know the armed man. It appears that they believed that he looked like someone they were looking for. So often, people do not want to get involved when they see something bad going on. Yet this morning, a woman intervened when she saw those two armed men pointing the gun at that man. And tonight, this young man credits this woman for saving his life. You have a lot to reflect on tonight.
Oh, yeah.
The appreciation of life comes when one has a near-death experience. Such was the case for this 28-year-old Friday morning.
I feel grateful. You know, I feel like I had a second chance in life because of a strong a hero woman.
The young man, who we are not identifying, had just dropped his car off at a West Lawn mechanic. While walking near 59th and Lawndale, he tried hopping on this e-scooter.
Not even a block away from the scooter.
Two men in a dark Hyundai sedan with tinted windows pulled up.
So one guy hopped out with AK, and I was focused on him, and then I saw the other guy hopped out with another AK.
The men pointed the guns at his head in the middle of this block. Remember, we're talking 11:30 in the morning. You're thinking it's a robbery.
Yes, yes. And then that's when the guy put the gun in my head, and that's when he just put the one in the chamber, and that's when the lady, this hero lady, just like, hey.
That scream was enough for the two men to take off.
She was a hero. She was Superman in a little white car.
But right now you're crying. What are the tears for?
Oh, grateful for another chance of life, another chance to see my unborn child.
Yet he's eternally grateful for the stranger who had enough courage to step in when so many do not.
God forbid, they could have just turned their guns towards her and attacked her.
Fired.
And then.
But she didn't care about that.
She didn't care. She didn't care. And those people there, but that one lady saved my life.
After the gunman jumped back in the car, the woman called 911, providing the plate number. She even returned to see if the victim was okay, telling him.
She did live in the neighborhood that is hope in Chicago, and there's people like the lady that will step in.
Unfortunately, he did not get that woman's name nor information, but if she's watching tonight, he and his family wants her to know two things. They first want to give her a hug and offer an invitation to dinner if she will accept it. Tonight, Chicago police, they do not have anyone.
Jesus.
Don't accept it. You might get shot.
You know
that
block, 59th and Lawndale, is the block where that Venezuelan mass shooting recently.
Yeah,
it was on that block. But I'll give you some insight on who did. I don't know who did this, but let me tell you something. If they were gangbanging, like, what's up? What you is, bitch? They were on burritos. If they were trying to rob him, then, well, you know.
Damn. You don't think they were going to kill anything that was just a robbery?
Well, I mean, if it was a robbery, it was the brothers. But if it was on burritos, they were probably trying to kill him, because right there they gangbang. And they but as of late,
they just saw a stranger on burrito and was like, let's go kill him.
That's how it works over here, bro. Like in these neighborhoods, and this neighborhood has been calm for a while now. So I think it was the brothers, but yeah, this neighborhood right there, that's what the burritos do. They'll pop out, see somebody walking, pop out and kill them, just because it's a rivals hood, right? Like right there, this neighborhood, it's a border between the Latin Kings and the Satan disciples, right? And they'll do it literally just like that, They'll ride around, cross 59th, and kill somebody. That's the Chicago way, bro.
Yeah, man, I see. Jeez.
These burritos ain't good, man. Damn, they're not my New Jersey burritos.
Yeah.
Investigators now say this fire, which tore through several homes, leaving more than 24 without a place to stay, was set by a man on a violent rampage.
Tonight, 60-year-old Santos Mota Ramirez is facing a long list of charges, including attempted homicide. Prosecutors say it all started when he tried to stab.
Another goddamn on burrito, man. Trump can't get in office fast enough, man.
Wait, in New York City, or what is this?
This is wherever, man. No matter, man.
Someone inside his own home and then set a fire that quickly spread.
It is Friday night. I'm Gray Hall along with Maggie Kent. Rick and Shari have the night off. The big story on Action News is the destruction caused by what authorities say was one man's anger.
And the fire forced 30 people out of their homes, which are now seriously damaged. 4 firefighters and 3 residents were hurt. one critically.
Action News reporter Becca Henderson joins us live now from the scene there in Allentown with the very latest on what we're learning about this investigation. Becca.
Gray and Maggie, I can tell you that the damage here is extensive. 30 people out of their homes, 6 homes damaged. I can show behind me. You can see houses boarded up, all of these orange signs saying that they're not able to be occupied. That 60-year-old suspect admitted to setting this fire on purpose.
There's someone in the basement. All right.
Body cam video shows a rescue mission for Allentown Fire Department as flames poured out of this row home on the 700 block of Cedar Avenue.
Give me water, Rob.
He pours water on the fire that police now say was intentionally set. Lieutenant Dennis Walton recalls the intense heat.
We're in the videos where you see him starting to mask up, make sure all the kinks and everything are out of line, and to make the aggressive attack inside.
Police say this was arson and an attempted homicide. They've charged 60-year-old Santos Moto Ramirez with the crime, which started as a call for domestic disturbance around 4:20 p.m. Thursday. Investigators say Moto Ramirez admitted to trying to stab a woman and then setting the house on fire. Firefighters rescued one man who is trapped in the basement. He's critically injured. 4 firefighters were treated for minor injuries. The fire department says the makeup of these row homes made this a difficult fire to fight.
Allows the fire and smoke to penetrate and grow and spread throughout the structures quickly.
It damaged 6 homes on the block. 30 people were displaced.
I feel really mad and bad because they was a nice person in the neighborhood.
Sandra Ortiz lives 2 doors down. She's grateful the damage to her home is minimal, but is worried about her injured neighbors.
The night before, she come to my house, we drink a coffee. Okay. She's a nice person. She's so quiet. She's a good neighbor.
And Moto Ramirez is facing a slew of charges, including attempted homicide and arson. He's being held on $750,000 bail. Live here in Allentown, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action News. Maggie?
All right, Becca, thank you for that update.
Dang. Gotta do something about that, man. Get y'all up out of here, man.
There was another fire in the NYC trains. Did you hear about that?
We get to it.
Right now at 4:30, we begin with breaking news and some really chaotic moments you just saw at Phoenix Sky Harbor. Officers trying to arrest a man who appears to kick an officer. All of this happening as police responded to another call, a triple shooting. Again, all of this happening overnight. Police say several people are in the hospital right now after that shooting and also a stabbing in Terminal 4.
So while operations are back to normal there this morning, there's still an active scene. Let's check in with David, who's joining us live at the airport this morning with the very latest. David, my goodness, what is going on there at the airport?
Yeah, Simone, Whitney, good morning. Just a chaotic, crazy situation that happened here at Terminal 4 at Sky Harbor last night around 10 o'clock. And today, all appears to be normal, except for these barricades here at Terminal 4 at Sky Harbor. That doesn't allow the public to see what exactly happened in front of the restaurants here. That is where 3 people were shot, again, last night. Someone was also stabbed, too. So a total of 5 people were involved in this situation here at Sky Harbor. 3 of them are victims. 2 people got detained. We want to show you some video of the scene last night because it was pretty wild, guys. Again, police say the shooting happened after a fight at a restaurant in Terminal 4. Important to note, this is outside of the security checkpoint. Now, a little later after that shooting, someone who was stabbed and a girl under the age of 18 were discovered in the parking garage a short time later. They were both detained. Police say, again, each and every person in this matter were known to each other, except for a man who showed up a couple hours later. Take a look at this video. Our Arizona's family news cameras were there to capture this arrest. Police say this guy showed up 2 hours later after the initial shooting and has nothing to do with the initial shooting. Police say he received a text message saying there was an active shooter and came to the airport with his own firearms. As you can see here, took a number of officers to put him in cuffs.
This was not an active shooter that ever was. And he arrived at the airport with firearms. I don't know if Don't know what all of the meanings there are, but he is detained. He is going to be booked into the 4th Avenue jail today for several charges.
Okay, so right now, guys, 3 people are in the hospital from the shooting. A woman is in critical condition. 2 other men are also hospitalized. We don't know if anyone is facing charges at this moment. We know a number of people are detained. But of course, we'll keep you updated on such a scary situation, Christmas night here at Sky Harbor Airport. Whitney, Simone.
Gosh, just wild. I mean, it's already stressful enough traveling during the holidays, and then adding this into all of it too. I mean, just thank goodness it wasn't any worse.
Certainly so. David, thank you so much. We'll be checking in with him.
You said there's a fire on the New York subway?
Yeah, they said it was in a stop where a lot of migrants are too, but I don't know.
Jeez. Make sure you hit the like button, everybody. Everybody hit the like button, support the channel, PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat. The only place covering this news, man, on the late night. Let's see. Wow. You said it was today? Fucking Zapata, man. Zapata in big trouble, man. He don't know how much trouble he's in. Is this it?
We're following some breaking news now at noon. A massive blaze, look at this, erupting at the Bryant Park Winter Village right during the holiday peak season, damaging kiosks and forcing some shops to even shut down for part of the day. Welcome to the noon on this Friday. I'm Bianca Peters. The FDNY says that fire broke out at a kiosk around 9:20 this morning. The crews got it under control at around 10. We'll take a look at this video that showed the charred debris and destruction at the Winter Village, and fire officials, they say thankfully no one was hurt. Fox 5's Meredith Gorman live at the scene in Bryant Park with the very latest on what we know. And Meredith, this is now the second holiday market in the city that has seen a fire in the last few weeks. Obviously,
is this the one you talking about?
The one I saw, I think they said it was on at the Penn station. I'll put it in the back shot.
Okay.
This place, as we can see behind you, very packed with tourists still.
Very packed with tourists. Again, like you said, the second fire that's happened at a holiday market in the past 10 days. The fire department says they don't believe the two are connected. But as you can see behind me, there are the charred remnants of the kiosk that lit on fire this morning here at the Bryant Park Winter Village. Now, that being said, if you look at the scene from this morning, flames engulfed this kiosk at the holiday market before the shops and food vendors were even open for the day. I spoke with a few workers who work in these pop-up shops at the scene, and they were here this morning looking at the charred damage, visibly emotional. Authorities tell me there were no injuries, thankfully, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation, but a nearby kiosk did have some minimal damage, and the ice skating tent right behind this kiosk did sustain some minor heat damage.
So about 9:23 this morning, we received the report of fire in Bryant Park. Units arrived shortly thereafter, and we found a fire in the kiosk behind me, approximately 6 feet by about 40 feet long. Had a couple separate, occupancies inside that area. There was fire in there throughout. Units then proceeded to stretch 2 hand lines to extinguish the fire in a short amount of time. At 10 o'clock, we consider the fire under control.
As you can see, most of the area here behind me is back open, minus the area where the fire happened this morning. It's all blocked off with some gates, I guess you would say. People are stopping to look at the fire, but authorities are telling them just to keep on walking. We reached out to the Winter Village for comment. They told us that all of the unaffected shops will be open if they haven't reopened already. Bianca?
See it. I mean, I've certainly ate at a couple of those places that burned down, so hopefully they get back up and running soon. Meredith, thank you for the report on that.
Yeah, the one I'm talking about, there
Let's
was
head
a
back
victim.
out to.
And
You said
I
what?
just saw the one that I'm telling you about. There was an actual person that on fire. The New York Times actually reported on it, so it did happen. But yeah, they said it was on the subways again. I'm just hoping that it wasn't in Ombrito, you know. They're gonna deport me, Chi.
Jeez, man.
But I like our odds though. I don't think it was gonna beat them. I like our
Well,
odds.
you got don't you got Wi-Fi in the in Mexico, man? You can still join the show, man. You still come through.
I don't think they got Wi-Fi in Mexico. Actually,
Yeah, never know, man.
I
That's
think they're
true.
still on dial-up.
It's true, man. You never know, man. Let's see. Ruth.
A really tragic story in Baldwin Park where 3 people were found stabbed to death inside a home. A relative of the victims has been arrested. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell is live in Baldwin Park, where homicide investigators are trying to figure out just what led up to this horrific crime. Amy?
Colleen, the investigation is ongoing, but this is apparently a real family tragedy. Authorities say the 23-year-old suspect in custody is now accused of killing the relatives he lived with. A tense confrontation between Baldwin Park police officers and a suspected killer captured on cell phone video.
You heard the little girl screaming, coming out, crying for help, saying someone call 911. My brother stabbed my mom in the back. I saw blood.
Police arrived at the home on
thought only
Bogart
sisters
Avenue
wore
just
that.
before 7th.
I thought only
Huh?
his sisters wore that hat that he's wearing.
Yeah, he culturally appropriating, man. That's another reason we gotta get rid of y'all, man. Y'all already started. Y'all only been over here for 15 minutes and y'all already stealing our shit. Crazy, man.
They stabbed my mom in the back. I saw blood.
Police arriving at the home on Bogart Avenue just before 7 Thursday evening, responding to a 911 call. Several neighbors running outside after hearing the commotion. Officers surrounding the vehicle after the suspect crashed into a wall across the street while trying to get away.
They saw a person in a vehicle in the driveway. That person accelerated. I know he came from the house, but I don't know if he actually lives there yet.
Investigators finding the bodies of 2 females and a male inside the home, all stabbed multiple times. According to neighbors, all of the victims are related, saying the family of 5 living in the home is from the Philippines.
It was very scary, very scary feeling because at first we just hear screaming. We have no idea what's going on. And we all come out to see what's going on. And then to find out that, this is happening in our neighborhood.
Police have arrested the 23-year-old man taken into custody at the scene. Neighbors say he is also related to the family.
It's surprising that something like this happened.
It has to be really, really sad to have seen something.
It's very sad. It's a very sad situation because nobody deserves to lose their life like that. Like it's scary.
Again, that 23-year-old man under arrest is now facing murder charges.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel and download the ABC7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.
Think about how pretty.
Fuck immigration. Those are Filipinos.
Think about how pretty that guy's hair gotta be for him to have to wear that. When he takes it out, it's probably real pretty motherfucker.
Yeah,
this is will kill him for that hair.
Even people from my country, immigration is shit. I don't like immigration at all.
Yeah, this is.
What you see? You know what Mark said? They will kill him for that hair. You
Oh
wild.
yeah.
Yeah, they'll kill her for that hair, man. They jerk. They get off on that shit.
Yeah, that hair is very they love. You see the way they act like a different person when they have that hair. Like they'll be confident. Like they have a regular level of confidence. Then they get that hair. Like you get your hair cut, Ricky. Don't you feel better when the day you get your hair cut?
100%.
Yeah.
You feel good about yourself. You feel different. You feel like brand new. But but I've always been intrigued, or whatever the word, how like the sun man hair is longer than the sister's hair. Kind of like it's
The
almost backwards, you know.
natural, we wear our natural hair. Like we
But y'all hair grows
like
long though.
nah, it's not even that. It's that we just wear our hair natural because like it's not a taboo. Like black women, it's taboo to not have you press and fry your hair all your life. We never do that. We just twist it up or some shit like that. But we don't
But
we don't fry and dye and
yeah,
badger our hair like that.
but do you know what I
You
mean?
know?
Like I have seen plenty of some men with like natural long hair. You know, in their it's like sun hair, but it's long. You know, and
It's probably because they got dreadlocks, right?
dreadlocks, mainly dreadlocks. But even like when they do like the little sunman bun, you know, things like that. You know, and I don't really see sisters with long hair like that unless they have like some mix or something. You know, but I don't know
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
all that is just the fact that they don't wear their hair natural, and it's fried, and it's usually you know what I mean, uh, what do you call done? It's usually fried or usually beat up and badgered throughout the years. That a lot of times they don't have edges. It's just
Yeah.
their hair. Like even when little black girls are like in junior high school, they lose their edges. The braids too, because you know those braids they put in their hair. That shit is no good either,
Oh,
man.
like the pulling, they how they pull it hard, right?
Yeah. But even if you don't fight, it just it makes your hair weak and brittle at the root. Even if you just have them in for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then they wear the what do you call it, the braids, I mean the weaves, and they got alopecia. It's
Is that a common
yeah.
thing, alopecia?
Oh yeah, I did a
Really?
video on it. I'm scared to do a video on it after what happened yesterday, man. That shit looked disgusting, man. How their heads look underneath those things, man. I
Man,
don't want
I
to make
didn't.
this a
But
sister beat down on
no,
video.
no. I mean, I'm not trying to be. I mean, look, I think it's. I think it's unfortunate that they don't appreciate their own hair. You know, like
Yeah.
I will hate. I would put if I was a son, man. I will fight against that for my kid. You know, I want you to love you for who you are. Even my son, my unbridled kids, right? I want them to
Right.
love themselves for who they are, no matter what no one thinks about it. Like me, you know.
Yeah, man. That would be good, man. But it's they talk about white like I think sisters is cool with their features. I think that hair would be if they had one thing that they could have from white women, I think it would be the hair. I don't think sisters want white women noses or lips.
To,
I don't think they
to be
want that.
fair, I do know sisters in Colombia, like they're Afro, obviously Afro Latino. They do
Yeah,
want
well, we
them to
talking
have,
about Bantus, man. We talking
Wait,
about fucking,
but
yeah,
some of them don't.
Negroes.
but there
I
are
know,
sisters
but some
though.
of them have Negro hair and they won't.
Yeah, they do.
They'll put that shit on to make sure they get jobs and shit. It's not
But
fair, but because they have to have
no,
a certain look.
but do those girls like their natural hair, like the froze and or whatever?
They actually do. They
That's
actually
what I was
do
gonna
like
say.
their
That
natural
I
hair.
was gonna say that. I feel like they
Yeah.
do
They
because
actually do like their natural hair, but because of a job they have to get be a waitress, their hair has
is
to be straight down.
is that damn is that so? Uh,
Let's see this.
Tonight, a West Valley mother is warning others to stay alert after she says a man stole her purse and then attacked her and her young daughter. The man has still not been caught.
And 12 News journalist Gabriella Becerra is in West Phoenix for us
Give
tonight
me
with
an
the
idea on
scary
this guy.
details of this alleged incident. Take a look.
The mother tells me she and her daughter walked into Food City last Saturday, saw the long lines, and decided to turn around. She wasn't prepared for what happened on the short walk back to her car.
It was a matter of seconds right when I was looking down to unlock my car.
Vicky Luna and her 12-year-old daughter were just seconds
I
from
saw her.
driving away from the Food City near 91st Avenue and Thomas Road when a man caught her attention. What happened next was caught on camera by a nearby business, but blocked by a pillar.
somebody said, "Excuse me, miss." So I turned around halfway, and after that happened, I guess he saw my purse, and then he started yanking on it. But then he threw his first punch right here, and he was able to get it. And I was like, "Okay, just take it."
She says the man didn't take the purse and run. He continued to hit her.
He tackled me to the floor and just started punching me.
Her daughter, who didn't want to be
Who did that, man?
That's a son, yo. It's gotta be a
It's a
son.
It's probably a fucking
I
Filipino.
hope not. But she was alright, man. I'll smash on her, man.
Oh man.
identified on camera, tried to fight back.
It was so scary in the moment because like if somebody was hurting my mom, I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know to like hit him or like jump on him. I was scared, so I jumped on him and then he just grabbed me right there and put me on the floor.
The man ran off and is accused of using Luna's bank card nearly 3 miles away at the 7-Eleven near 75th Avenue in Camelback.
He took my driver license, money, other identification cards that were in there.
Luna says the attack left her with broken ribs and bruises.
I'm in severe pain, and because of the pain, I actually am not able to work. And they actually just sent me a letter right before I arrived here letting me know that I was terminated from my job because of this.
Her and her daughter are scared this man hasn't been caught.
I just hope they find him so this doesn't happen to anybody else, any women and children.
And warn everyone to always be aware of your surroundings.
Never let your guard down. Never. Not even when you think you're safe, you're never going to be really safe.
If you witness this incident and have information to share, you're asked to contact the police. In Phoenix, Gabriella
You know
Becerra.
who it is?
The brutality of it, yeah. I would say
know who it is?
the brutality of it makes me think that it might have been a sunbed. The absolute like sheer brutality and overdoing of it.
Right. What do you think? What do you think, Mark?
Gotta be a son, man.
Yeah.
I would think, not to be graphic, if Brito does it, he'll punch and then he'll start whipping his shit out. No offense.
Yeah, it turns sexual real quick.
Yeah, just like I gotta get this shit off before I finish beating her.
You know
So
what?
it's a son.
I feel like, first of all, a son will do that too. Let's not get that shit twisted. But I feel like an Umbrito will
That's true.
do
That's
respectfully. Like I feel like an Umbrito will be like smack her and then apologize and then be on his way. Now, I love that statement she gave at the end, like that, like fair warning, right? You've been warned. Never, ever, ever feel safe. Always be head on a swivel because you know who might pop out and overbeat you.
Let's see, Baltimore, man.
Yeah, you can't
Hold
even.
on, let me read these super chats, man. Salute to you guys, man. Salute to Oakview. He says you won't get this news anywhere. Ock Nation. Shout out to you, Oakview. Andy Armour says pledge. Salute to Andy Armour, man.
Imagine, right, Jason, Deb, and tonight that mother speaking with me after losing her 4-year-old son in a shooting where the bullets also hit her and her 1-year-old daughter. That mother tells me tonight that she just wants everyone to remember her son and keep his name alive.
I was grazed by a bullet in my head.
Thomas Marcel coming to talk with 11 News outside of the hospital this evening with a bandage around her head, just 2 days after she and her 2 children were shot, killing her 4-year-old son.
I lost my son the day before Christmas. My son wasn't able to open any of his presents.
4-year-old Jacoby died at the hospital the morning of Christmas Eve. Her 1-year-old daughter survived the shooting. Baltimore County Police say they found the mother and 2 children shot in their Rosedale apartment off of Rossville Boulevard around 6:30 Tuesday morning.
A 1-year-old daughter, and she was shot. It went through her, but thank God she made it, but my boy didn't make it.
Those bullets, county police say, coming from the father of the children before turning the gun on himself. They say he's currently stable at the hospital.
I lived in good neighborhoods, so my son it would never be a mistake thing, you know what I'm saying? But end up being something from someone his father, his someone he loved, burying my son that's 4 years old. I never in my life thought that would ever happen.
The now Promise says she wants everyone to remember her son, Jacoby, as the happy, always smiling 4-year-old little boy he was.
I had an amazing 4-year-old son. He loved dinosaurs, Spider-Man, and Sonic. Amazing little boy.
It's one of the reasons she met with us outside of the hospital tonight. The other reason, to bring awareness to domestic violence.
I know it's better easier than said, because anybody can say, hey, leave, but you leave when you're ready. But take my story. Now that I was forced to leave, basically, I don't have my son. My baby.
Jesus, she's shell shocked, man. She
Yeah,
is shell shocked.
sons don't usually do that. Try to off
What?
themselves too. He shot her and tried to off himself and shit. Man.
Just goddamn. Mm. And it don't matter what the woman look like. Like this whole thing, you do that shit for her, man. Nigga crash out for any woman.
Jesus.
Crash out for any woman, man. It just depends on how she play her shit, But yeah, men. I always laugh when people say, "Oh, she's ugly," or "Oh, she didn't look good."
I wonder how long he was with this one, because the one from earlier, it was what, 5 months?
Yeah, this one. It don't matter, man. It just a fucking crash dummy, man. Oh man.
My baby not here with me no more.
And that mother promised us she did create a GoFundMe to help with the funeral expenses. We have that link over on WBALTV.com. Live tonight outside of Baltimore County Police Headquarters. I'm Tori Yorgi for WBAL TV 11 News.
You saw we have another a very good George Floyd prospect coming up, man.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get into, man. Thanks for reminding me, man. Yeah, that guy, man. Robert is.
New details following the death of an inmate from Rochester at the Marcy Correctional Facility in central New York. Good evening, I'm Matt Malloy. Karen is off. Newly released court documents contain descriptions of the alleged assault of Robert Brooks earlier this month at that prison in central New York. The state attorney general now preparing to release body-worn camera video of the incident. 13 Wham's Daniel Finkelstein joins us now to break down what is in those documents. Daniel, good evening.
Good evening, Matt. The court paperwork we obtained today contains descriptions of the body-worn camera video reportedly showing the alleged assault. The deposition said how it all happened while Brooks was restrained in the medical area of the prison. Newly released court paperwork details an investigator's account of body-worn camera footage purported to show the alleged assault of Robert Brooks at the hands of New York State corrections officers. According to a Department of Corrections investigator's written statement, body-worn camera footage shows multiple corrections officers repeatedly assaulting Brooks, striking him in the chest and buttocks area, all while Brooks' hands were restrained behind him in the medical area of the prison. Brooks, who is from Rochester, was pronounced dead at a Utica hospital on December 10th, one day after the alleged assault. The exact cause of Brooks' death has not officially been revealed, though preliminary findings show concern for asphyxia due to compression of the neck. State police filed an extreme risk protection order against 3 officers, while Governor Hochul is calling for 14 staff members to be fired. A spokesperson for the
Without investigation into
She's stupid because he stabbed a woman like 10 times or 14 times or something.
Yeah, that's why he was in there. But I seen people online. People was talking about that. People want more facts now when they see these cases. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, come through once again. Shout out to my man Steve S. Steve S. Mount Rushmore, aka one of the Ock Nation realists.
I mean, I wonder what he did. I wonder what that Sunman did to get that reaction. Other than being a Sunman, right? They probably saw his black skin and wanted to just kill him, right?
Yeah,
But I wonder
you
what
know,
he did though.
but when you're a cop, man, you work hard just to become a cop so you can kill a black person, even
Right.
though like 1% of all officers fire their firearm during the entire career.
Right. Well, I mean,
It's
look.
crazy.
I mean, look. Beating him to death is obviously unacceptable, right? I'm just saying, I wonder what exactly he did to set him off like that, you know? Well, I mean, because, he did something, you know?
Yeah, he's black. He was born black. Black, man. Cop was like, damn, stop being black, man.
Without investigation into the death of an inmate at a New York prison, the state attorney general's office releasing body camera footage today showing the beating that is being blamed for his death.
Fox 8's Morgan McKay has been reviewing the incident. She joins us live from the newsroom. Morgan, more than a dozen correction officers were involved in this.
Bianca, Natasha, it's a tough video to watch. Robert Brooks died shortly after this alleged assault. His family has seen the videos, but due to the graphic nature of the body camera footage, Fox 5 has decided to only show images of part of this alleged beating.
These videos are shocking and disturbing, and I advise all to take appropriate care before choosing to watch them.
The state attorney general's office released this footage recorded on body cameras worn by 4 correctional officers at the Marcy Correctional Facility in central New York. These videos, which have no audio, show Robert Brooks being carried into the infirmary by correctional officers. Brooks's hands are handcuffed behind his back when officers start punching him. They then hoist him up by his neck very forcefully, and one officer starts to smack Brooks with a shoe. One officer then used his booted foot to kick and pin down Brooks. Another officer punched Brooks in his upper body, and one of the officers again punched Brooks while handcuffed. At one point, Brooks was sat up with his face bloodied, and an officer punched him again. Brooks was then pulled up by his collar and forced to the wall. The next part of the video, which we're not showing due to its graphic nature, shows Brooks being carried back to the table, seemingly unconscious. Brooks died the following morning at a Utica hospital. No charges have been filed yet, but the incident is being investigated by several agencies. In court filings this week, state police investigators said that preliminary findings from the medical examiner's office showed asphyxia as a possible cause of death. Governor Kathy Hochul said she was outraged and horrified after seeing the video and ordered the Department of Corrections to fire the 14 employees who allegedly participated. A spokesperson for the department said that 13 of those involved.
How could you just, as the governor, before an investigation, order people to be fired? It's just insane.
I think they did a good job. I just think they did a good job. They got rid of it. They just did it quicker.
I fucking hate these Democrats. Like, why are you throwing gasoline on a fire? Like, what good is that gonna do? Can they investigate first? What? That's what Biden and Kamala will do, and that for me was it, Chief. Like, it didn't even matter anything after that. When they were talking about the one clown from Kenosha, Wisconsin, or whatever, fuck these people, man.
This is crazy, man.
I wonder if he's related to Rashard Brooks from Atlanta, the one that took the taser.
We'll see, man.
Have been suspended without pay and one resigned. Brooks was serving a 12-year sentence after being convicted of first-degree assault for stabbing a former girlfriend. Reverend Al Sharpton commended Hochul's swift action, but the incident sparked outrage among many elected.
He's
Right.
Al Sharpton committed a swift action. Oh God,
Right. I mean, if
she's a
that's surprising,
moron.
yeah, fuck
She's
him
an
too.
idiot though. She was the one on the saying how safe the train was the other day.
Right. That was awesome.
She's a moron.
For stabbing a former girlfriend. Reverend Al Sharpton commended Hochul's swift action, but the incident sparked outrage among many elected officials and criminal justice advocates.
It's shocking. It shouldn't be, but it's just the manner, the way in which they did not care. They did exactly what they wanted to without a care in the world.
That's
Now,
your
the New York
people's
State
wicked.
Correctional Officers
Jose.
and Police Benevolent Association, the union which represents most of those allegedly in the video, says they do not condone the actions taken in the footage, but will be upholding its obligation to represent its members. Natasha and Bianca.
All right, Morgan, thank you.
No, I mean, look, I don't agree with what
Once
they
again,
did.
we begin tonight.
I don't agree with what they did. I disagree with the narrative.
I need to know what they did though.
Right, that too. I haven't seen the video myself, but say it's true that they just beat him to death, right? Let's pretend that's what happened, right? I don't agree with that. What I disagree with is that bullshit narrative that it's race related, Chief. How many Sunmen are in that fucking prison? They're probably all Sunmen. They killed this one? Fuck out of here.
Let's see.
With the beating death of an inmate in a New York prison at the hands of multiple state corrections officers.
Yeah, we now have body camera footage showing what happened between 43-year-old Robert Brooks and those officers. This is Governor Kathy Hochul is calling for these state employees to lose their jobs. The encounter happening on December 9th at Marcy Correctional Facility, that's in Oneida County, located about 7 miles outside of Utica. Brooks died at a hospital the day after the assault, according to officials, on the morning of December 10th.
2.5 weeks after his death, the New York Attorney General's office today released body cam footage from multiple officers involved. The footage shows them attacking Brooks in the face, body, and neck while he is handcuffed on a table. A medical examiner later described his cause of death as asphyxia due to compression of the neck. A total of 13 corrections officers and a nurse have been implicated in this attack. Tonight, 7 News reporter Michael Schwartz is taking us through the body camera footage and showing us what happened leading up to Brooks' death.
Yeah, and we do want to warn you tonight, the video that you're about to see, it's very graphic and difficult to watch.
Disturbing new body camera footage shows the bloody face of 43-year-old Robert Brooks as he is being beaten by correction officers, struck more than a dozen times, all while handcuffed. It happened the night of December 9th in the infirmary at Marcy Correctional, just outside Utica.
My office investigates every case in which an officer of the law, including a correctional officer, may have caused the death of a civilian.
New York Attorney General Letitia James opened an investigation last week and on Friday released body camera footage from 4 officers' body cameras.
I do not take lightly the release of this video.
That night at 9:21, body camera footage from Sergeant Trombley shows a handcuffed Brooks being escorted outside, his body parallel with the ground. A minute later, he's seen being carried by 3 officers into the infirmary. He's placed on an exam table. At 9:24, video shows this officer with his body cam off walk into the room and shove a cloth in Brooks's mouth. He punches Brooks in the face once, then hits him 3 more times. Then this officer with the backwards hat punches Brooks and smacks him 3 times with Brooks's own shoe. At this point, 8 officers surround Brooks, some just watching. At 9:26, the officer that shoves something in Brooks's mouth can be seen stomping on him. 3 other officers then hold Brooks down as one officer punches him again. Seconds after taking his foot off Brooks, this officer punches Brooks in the rear 3 times. An officer then comes in with leg restraints. By 9:27, just 5 minutes of the 43-year-old being in this room, a winded Brooks is pulled up. The right side of his nose is bloody. An officer changes his gloves and with another officer yanks Brooks up by the collar and presses him against the window. He's held there for 3 minutes before he's put back on the table. Brooks's pants are then stripped off his body. By this point, more than a dozen members of law enforcement are there, many watching, some seen smiling during the ordeal.
This is horrific.
Norman Effman is an attorney with more than 50 years of experience representing incarcerated individuals and correction officers.
What do y'all think about this? Is it now that you got the facts, man? What do y'all think? Lord, there's a rundown.
He's scum, but it was a little egregious. But they should have just chilled out for a minute. Personally, I have no empathy though.
I hate the fact that 13 people that will show up if like right now, if we needed them, if any one of us needed them, if any one of us needed these people,
there's going to be an indictment.
These motherfuckers would show up. You know what I'm saying? 13 motherfuckers, heroes, gotta lose their fucking freedom and shit over this piece of shit.
Yep, that's the only thing. I just think they OD'd. They OD'd, and that Juice Crew lawyer he counting dollars, man. He like, yeah,
Yeah, basically.
he like good looking, jerking off on that shit.
I hate this shit, man. This fucking
look, man. We know racism is alive and well.
Shit. Hate this shit, man. These fucking guys, 13 of them.
And this is going to be a homicide case.
The Times-Union reports that court records accuse 5 officers of hitting Brooks. One of them has since resigned. Meantime, Governor Kathy Hochul has called for the firing of all 14 state employees involved. That includes 2 sergeants and 1 nurse. The family
Shout out
of
to the
Robert
one that
Brooks has
was on.
released a statement that says, in part, with the Attorney General's release of these videos, members of the public can now view for themselves the horrific and extreme nature of the deadly attack. As viewers can see, Mr. Brooks was fatally, violently beaten by a group of officers whose job was to keep him safe. He deserved to live, and everyone else living in the Marcy Correctional Facility deserves to know they do not have to live in fear of violence at the hands of prison staff. Michael Schwartz, 7 News.
And you notice that
the union.
You notice that they're showing he's in jail, but yet they're showing a picture of him and his son, trying to make you empathize to him. It's amazing how they do this.
Yeah,
right.
He in jail for stabbing a woman.
It's a shit.
Yo, Michael Aaron, man, hit the link and tell us how this king was gonna fucking get a degree in prison and change his fucking life, this and the third, while you ignore the rampant, perpetual, abhorrent crime in Blackistan. Hit the link, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think what they did to him was cool. I get he was a piece of shit, right? And he was a piece of shit. But I don't agree with what they did.
But a lot of times, like the person is doing shit, like they may be spitting or biting or pinching, and you can't really see it.
And that's the thing. That's the thing that I've learned is that, you know, it's more to it for sure. It's more to it. And people that don't have any clue, have not fucking dabbled with these gentlemen, have no idea what that's like.
Right.
Day after day after day after day. It'll get to you if you let it, you feel me? For me, I laugh at this shit. You know, like I always said, man, I find all of these clowns, but I find these son, man, hilarious.
Oh, man.
Representing those corrections officers did release a statement in response to the footage today, and that statement reads in part, "What we witnessed is incomprehensible to say the least and is certainly not reflective of the great work that the vast majority of our membership conducts every day. This incident not only endangers our entire membership, but undermines the integrity of our profession. We cannot and do not condone this behavior."
Man.
Once again, we begin.
Yeah, they trying. I think they got something, but I think people are just fed. People are just like, yo, fuck these niggas, man. Trump in office, man. We ain't got to bow down to these niggas, man. So I don't think it's gonna be any. I don't think it's gonna be anything, man, made out of that, man. They trying though. There's a lot of stories about this guy, man.
It sucks because if you're a taxpayer, there goes your tax paying in the state of New York, where you gotta give all that money
I
for
mean,
this
I
guy.
mean, I mean, they'll make it racial act, but it's reminiscent of the dude in I think it was Memphis, right? With the Scorpion Squad, right? Those were all some men that did that, you know. And again, another one that I don't condone, right? But when you just like people are human, right? If you see what like a mushroom, right? That people eat and people keep dying from eating that mushroom, right? You're gonna be like, man, that mushroom is poisonous and it will hurt you if you eat it, right? Or you could pretend you could hear these fools that say, man, you can't say that about that mushroom, like this or that. Why the fuck not? People are dying from eating it, Chief. Do you get what I mean? I don't know if it makes sense, but do you feel me?
Yeah, no doubt. Salute to not Jimmy Stewart, man. He says, I have lost 2 family members over Ak. They called me a racist, and I showed them your black jerks figure it out. Jews. Oh wow. Yo, they thought I was white. How could somebody think I'm white? I don't even sound like a white person. I don't sound like a white person in no time, man.
I don't get that. I don't get the end of it. Like, what does he mean? Figure it out.
He's talking about Jews, I guess. Jews need to. I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
how he got that on there. I don't know how he got that in there. That's crazy. How'd you type that, man? Tell everybody how you type that so we can learn, man.
right. He must be part of the exclusive juice crew, man. Cause how you get that in there, bro? I can't even say son anymore in my super chats, man.
Yeah, man. The hell's going on, man? You cracked the code, man. Salute to
The
you.
Da Vinci Code.
Yeah. He says, not Jimmy Stewart says, if you act like a jerk in prison, you rolled the dice. I got some funny shit, some funny prison videos, man, that I got, man. Um,
I wonder, Ak, what prompted those CEOs to beat up that dude?
he was black.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. That's it,
that's the
man.
end of
That's the only thing. They never dealt with a black person. They finally dealt with a black person. It was like, yeah, we gotta kill him, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kill him on camera, man.
Don't forget the camera.
Yeah, you know how they do, man. Yo, this shit is crazy, man. Prison, man. Gee. Yeah, this is why you don't go to prison, kids, man. Kids don't go to prison, man. The talent show in prison, man. Don't go to prison, kids. I bet a lot of them dudes never thought in a million years they would be doing no shit like this, huh? That dude probably, I bet if you'd have told that dude 5 years ago, yeah, you gonna be pirouetting in a fucking in front of a bunch of fucking Sunman apes in prison doing a fucking runway, like a runway model. I bet he would have said, hell nah.
Is that an Italian or like a Iranian dude?
I don't know, man. Some kind
I
of
don't
light
want to
skinned
know.
motherfucker. When you light skinned in prison, man, they like associate that with beauty. So like light skinned dudes, they be trying to turn them out. trying to turn him out. So yeah, he's if he could be Puerto Rican, motherfucker, some shit like that. Damn, like I bet that dude never thought in a million years he would be doing no shit like that, huh? Just crazy, man.
No wonder the gliders commit. They delete themselves.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the case of this gay couple who adopted young boys and then did what they do?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
What could go wrong?
They got 100
What?
years. They got 100 years though.
Wait. They adopted children and did what they did?
What they always do.
Yeah, they
What
adopted two
the
boys and they
fuck?
were pimping them out
Sick.
and abusing them.
They have like 7 terabytes of videos.
They were like
Damn.
activists. They were like
7
activists for the
terabytes.
alphabet.
Yo, 7 terabytes is a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Jesus. 100 years. They gave them white boys 100 years.
100 years, yes.
100 years in prison.
They about to off
If they was
themselves.
black, they would have killed them.
Right. Right.
And I think their noses are also a dead giveaway.
Jeez. She said, I blame everything on them, man. Yeah, everything on the juice crew, man. You know ain't shit, man.
Right. Kill the fisherman.
Wow, look at Jimmy. Yo, he flexing now. Now Jimmy Stewart is flexing on us, man. He's yo, how the hell you doing this, man? You just flexing on us. He's showing us
Fair
up, man.
enough.
You see that? Super chat?
Yeah.
With the cat.
They're gonna flag him now. They're gonna be watching him now, though. He said it one too many times.
Yeah, man. What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you, man? Let's see what's going on in Baltimore, man. Been a while since we did Baltimore, man. Be more.
Tonight, we're hearing from another business owner who says that the city needs to do more to support small businesses.
I sure wish that the small independently owned brick and mortar retailers had a Dave Portnoy. We got nothing.
I spoke with Beth Hawks about the problem she says business owners are running into in Baltimore.
Oh, wait. There's no way this place should be going out of business. None.
It was the Miracle on Light Street.
To stay open if we had 60,000, would that be done? Done? Oh my God! It's
A
unbelievable.
generous gift saving a local pizzeria on the brink of closing just before Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you.
The good news spread quickly.
God bless Dave Portnoy for his generosity.
But there's only one Dave Portnoy to go around.
What up, Bev?
And many Baltimore businesses in need of saving.
It's an amazing gift for that small business, but we need help too.
Beth Hawks owns Zelda Zen, a long-standing boutique located in the heart of Fells Point, one of the city's premier entertainment districts. And yet,
So this Christmas in particular, we're all seeing the effect of people being scared to come out into the community to shop.
post-pandemic, businesses everywhere have struggled to bring customers back to brick and mortars.
The Amazon trucks are swirling like bees to a hive.
But according to Hawk, for Baltimore City in particular,
It's 10 times harder because of the crime. We've gotten through the carjackings, we've gotten through the robberies, we've gotten through the murders. Yes, murders are down, but now the juveniles are out of control.
Hawk arguing a lack of consequences for juvenile offenders has led to a lack of foot traffic in the area and sales at her shop.
They break into a car, they break into a house, they steal packages. They're like, nothing's going to happen to us. That's sad. And people will call me or text me or send me a social media and just say, I'm scared.
Leaving
Send
her
me a
scared
social
for the
media.
future of all Baltimore businesses.
But when we're having $0 days, it's a gut punch.
How often do you have $0 days?
More than I want to tell you. It's terrifying. And I've been in business almost 23 years, and it's never been like this. We've never had so many vacancies, and slowly but surely more and more are going to fade away.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube.
Salute to Mr. Clockwork, man. He says, make America America again.
Can you check on that act with Elon and Vivek, what they're doing?
What do you mean?
I think it's about the foreign work visa stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of creating some kind of rift inside the camp of Donald Trump.
Oh, they trying to say that they pandering to the. Yeah, they're not gonna go as hard as they initially said. That's gonna be a thing. People gonna be upset that
Foreign working visa, yeah.
But they have to pay for it though, like a temporary permit, right?
Is another shitty way to get third worlders in.
Yeah, they just, like I said, they gotta kind of be in the middle. They gotta pander.
Yeah.
At the same time.
People gonna be upset about that shit too. Like it's gonna be a turn off.
HB1, yeah, HB1.
Yeah, people thought y'all were gonna go extra hard. People bought into that shit, man.
I mean, if they're getting rid of the scumbags and then the hard workers with the permits, you can't really get. It's a balance because some of them it's gone down, so some of them are like, "Fuck that, I'll just turn around."
But let's be honest, none of these immigrants really want to assimilate or to adapt. They want to bring what they have from where they came from, and they will stay shit like what they've always been.
Yeah, so
it's a net
but
negative for the United States to accept these
but
kinds of people.
that's true. But I would say this: the ones that don't want to adapt, they'll be a little slicker. They're like, nah, like they'll be more sneaky with it.
I think the way to go is to stop legal and even legal immigration for at least 10 years for the United States to at least recover, if you will, from the previous flow of immigration, legal or illegal. Because like what I said, I don't even like legal immigration. I don't think people should come to a well-established country just to make it look like the third world that they came from.
Yeah, I agree. Now Jimmy Stewart says protocols of the elders of Zion. You great Jews, you Jews are great. I'm trying to walk it back, man.
Yeah.
Trying to walk it back, man. You just saying their name, you done, man. You finito for that. Can't walk that shit back.
Me, I love the Jews. Yeah, man. Me, I love the Jews. I love them.
The juice is loose, man.
Yeah. The chosen people. Gotta love them.
Let's see.
Now, despite the joyous season yesterday,
A disturbing trend is leaving residents in Patterson Park on edge.
According to new data from Baltimore Police Department, robberies in the area saw an 83% increase in just the last month. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mary Bubala.
And I'm Vincent Hill. While robberies are up in that neighborhood, the rest of the city is seeing a decline. We're diving into those numbers and why some say it could actually be higher than we know. In this season of giving,
Rearmed with guns, taking his vehicle. Subjects were number one males wearing black and wearing black masks.
thieves in the Southeast District are doing more taking.
6 number one males, rearmed with guns, taking his vehicle.
According to the latest BPD data, robberies, which include personal, commercial, and carjackings, are up 83% in a 28-day period compared to this time last year.
Okay, we have a carjacking.
This December 13th carjacking was captured on video. Suspects can be seen speeding away in the victim's vehicle. Meanwhile, just 3 days before Christmas,
Number one males, possibly up to 8 of them.
one Patterson Park resident came face to face with multiple robbers in the 100 block of Southeast Avenue.
Said that they jumped out of the vehicle and jumped the man and robbed him. They were last seen towards Baltimore Street.
That robbery happening on the same block as a robbery back in November.
Second caller is saying she was walking home and 2 males threw her on the ground and robbed her.
It's much, much greater than that.
Patterson Park resident Arch McCowan.
You know, I've been doing this, as far as like, community safety guys since 2007. So I have, a fair amount of experience in this neighborhood.
McCowan says that over the last couple of years, crime has continued to rise in the area.
In terms of ebbing and flowing, it just seems like in the past 2 years, the ebbing and flowing has been at a higher level.
Mostly in part, he says, by the same people over and over again.
It's a major source of frustration for all of us in the community to see the same kids that are coming back.
Go ahead and say it, white man. You know you want to say it. See the same goddamn color of kids. Same fucking Negroes, man. Spit it out.
It seems like in the past 2 years, the ebbing and flowing has been at a higher level.
Mostly in part, he says, by the same people over and over again.
It's a major source of frustration for all of us in the community to see the same kids that are coming back in here and committing violent crimes of opportunity like armed carjacking.
While BPD's crime data does not include ages of suspects, the latest dashboard shows this year there have been 6 carjackings, 10 commercial robberies, and 51 personal robberies. But McCowan says that number could be higher.
Latino folks who get robbed, oftentimes they don't report those robberies, right? So those go unreported. I hear about them sometimes through the grapevine.
And according to BPD, when it comes to robberies citywide in the same time period, they're actually down 21%. The only other district to see a significant increase was the Eastern with a 33% spike.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you.
Yeah, the son's gonna be like, man, we seen you on the news talking shit, cracker. Oh my God, man. Is there any final thoughts, man? Anybody got anything? Any final thoughts, man?
No, just stay safe. Happy holidays, and I got to work that night too. New Year's, so at the club, so it's gonna be rough.
What is hip hop night?
No. It's still on Brito. No. I'm gonna be okay, but I'm just saying it's gonna be a little mix. Sons good. Sons are invited, so.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Whatever, man. Fuck them sons, man. Ruining every goddamn thing. Get in the comment section, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, man. This is the second show of the day. We did 2 shows today, man. Now Jimmy Stewart says, I don't give a son's chance in hell to get the juice in prison based on a tiger did kid in a sombrero. Did in a sombrero. He said, I don't give a son's chance in hell to get the juice in prison based on a tiger did a sombrero. You just flexing, man. Jeez, my man flexing on us, man. Salute to everybody out there, man. Get in the comment section. Thank you for all your support, man. We out of here. I'm out of here.
Right.